Well, hey. Oh, oh, oh. Look who knocked over the camera. Somebody's a happy camper, huh? Is someone a happy camper? Yeah. All right. So, been a little while since I made a video. Yeah. Been busy working. A lot of overtime lately. Um, we're going to talk about some fun stuff. We're going to talk about silver dollars. Yeah. Yeah, I just decided we're going to talk about silver dollars. I think it'll be a fun video. And Eva agrees. She says it's going to be the bestest video ever. Yeah. All right. So, we're going to talk about kind of the history of the silver dollar. You know, where does it come from? What is it? Why do we call them dollars, right? Well, truth is, the system that we originally had as a colony, when as the United States, should have been based on the pound, not what it was based on, which we're going to cover briefly. So our system is based on the Spanish system, which was the reals. 8 reals was called a pillar dollar. But the word dollar comes from a German word, taler. Okay? I've also heard it pronounced Staler. So, but yeah, taler, dollar. It's all a bastardization. But our actual system, it's not German, it's not British, it's mostly Spanish with some minor changes that actually Thomas Jefferson had a big deal in. Yeah. The disme, which we now call a dime. Anyway, but today's about dollars, so we're not going to get into all that. We're going to talk about dollars. So I have a few dollars. And my collection's not very extensive, guys, because I got to tell you, the dollars have premiums. Okay? But I do have some examples. This is the Morgan dollar. Okay? And this is the herpes of the Morgan dollar, the 1921. Now, funny story about these. They actually melted good dates to make these. True story. Yeah. Perfectly useful old coins were melted down to make these in 1921. So, they're kind of reviled as far as numismatics go. I mean, they are still Morgans, but they are not the sought after Morgans. Here's another 21. So if you do want to get into silver dollars, just to have something cool, the 1921 is a nice year to grab. Don't pay, as a general rule, so this is just my rule, for what it's worth, I will pay for a silver dollar what I would pay for a generic ounce if it's a common date. Okay? Now, these are not an ounce of silver, by the way. They're 0.7734 ounces, so a little over 3/4 of an ounce. And a little more silver in a dollar than you get in the other coinage. And we can talk about why that is later, too, if you want. Basically, it has to do with the change in the coinage back in the 1800s. They kind of changed the rules a little bit. There was a lot going on. You had the gold rush of 1849, and that really changed the game on the prices of silver versus gold because it made a lot more gold available. But the dollar never changed in the time that it was released for general issue. There have been changes, though. We'll talk about that here in a second. There are some exceptions, okay? There's always exceptions in coins, guys. As a general rule, if you're dealing with coins, there's going to be an exception, all right? So here is a really cool one of my favorite pieces. This is a Morgan dollar that is worn raw, like this is a coal, right? But someone took it and turned it into this token. So Cheyenne, Wyoming, right? And there's even a date on it. I believe they did this back in the 50s. Yeah. 1956. Okay. So it's even got a date on it. And I got this for $2.55 because whoever had it, they didn't really know what they had. The silver in this is worth, $20 or so, give or take. So I got it at 1/10 of its current value. Even if I were just to use this as a melt piece, but actually, I personally think it's a really cool piece. I wouldn't actually part with it. It's just cool, man. I don't see any reason to part with this slick for the silver weight when I have other coins that, aren't as cool. Now, you might say that's a defaced coin. It really is, but I like it, and it's unique, and so it's just a personal, I won't call it sentimental value, but it's just a personal value to me. Here's a peace dollar. So just to give you an example. Now, again, same kind of general rule on these. There are some key dates. All of these coins have key dates, okay? And you have to learn how to assess condition and date if you really want to get into this stuff, okay? But if you're just a casual collector, that general rule I gave you earlier, pay for one of these what you would pay for an ounce of generic silver. So right now, if you go and try to buy a generic ounce of silver, you're going to pay $25, $26. That is about what I would not pay more than that for a common date peace dollar. Okay. Now, if you can get it for less, absolutely. And that's a general rule on anything. There are no exceptions. If you can get it for less, get it. Okay. But I'm telling you, if you can get one of these for $26, you got a fair price. Okay. Now, when silver was $19, guess what? You probably should have got it for $20, $20, right? Because you're going to have a little premium there. But that's how I gauge these. That's me personally. Now, you have to set your own value and price. This is a gorgeous design. It's a little bit gaudy, I guess some people might say. It's somewhat gaudy, but the 20s were a gaudy time. They had that whole neo Victorian thing going on. It was a pretty interesting time in architecture too. And so when they stopped making the peace dollar, which I believe was 1935, oddly enough, I have one from 1935. Now the key date on this is, I believe there's like 32 maybe, and I know 28D is one. But here's a 35. So when they quit making these, they quit making silver dollars for a long time. In 1964, they were going to make a peace dollar, they said, but it never was made. And that's something you can read up on. But yeah, no peace dollars and no more silver dollars until they came out with a special issue in 1971, which I'm going to show you here. But this is one of those exceptions we were talking about. So this is your Eisenhower. Okay. Now, this is about the same amount of silver as a $50. It's actually a little less. Okay. It's a 40% silver. It is clad. Okay. So there's different alloys involved in this coin. It is not clad copper nickel, but it is clad silver. Okay, so there's different alloys of silver caked in this coin. Okay, the core is a different percentage than the rest of the coin. All right, a lot of people don't realize that. So when you say a clad silver dollar, you're talking about this. Now, if you're talking about a clad Eisenhower, just clad, you're talking about a copper nickel coin that's worth maybe $2 in good shape. Okay. But this is the silver version. All the silver versions are from the San Francisco Mint. No exceptions on these Eisenhowers. However, not all Eisenhowers from San Francisco are silver clad. So it gets very complicated, guys. And these, I wouldn't even tell you what to get them for now. I got this one for about $10 back when silver was $32 an ounce. So that was a pretty nice price back then. Now I can't imagine, paying more than $6 or $7 for one. It is a nice coin. If you look at it, it's very striking. Um, you'll notice this design is very similar to the design on the back of the Susan B. Anthony, which is also known as the Carter Quarter. But that's, again, a totally different discussion. Now, there is another variety of these, which I'll show you real quick, just so you don't think you have to get the one that looks like that. There is a bicentennial version, okay? There's also a silver half and a silver quarter from 1976. 1976 silver quarter is the only silver quarter from 1964 until very recently when they started making them again for silver sets. So the 1976 silver quarter, which is only 40%, by the way, is actually kind of a rare coin. Just thought for you. Now, the half dollars, they started making silver half dollars again in 1982, as I recall, with the Washington halves, which are really cool and a largely forgotten coin that you can get very near melt or under melt if you look, because everybody's forgotten they exist. And it's actually not an ugly coin. We might do a video on that. Okay, here's the back side. I paid $9 for this. Again, probably back when silver was much higher. I don't have a lot of these. But, I like to get if there's a type, I like to get it, just as an example, if it's within reason. I do not have any gold brick dollars. I don't have any seeded dollars. I don't have any of the old flowing hair or draped bust dollars. I can't afford that. I am not wealthy. Okay, one of these days I might get one. It's definitely on my list of things to get, but I do not have one, so I cannot show you one. But I will tell you, the silver dollar was not a popular coin in the first century and a half of this country. Okay, because we had pillar dollars, the 8 reals. They were preferred. They were heavier, and they were more recognized. Okay, now we're going to go to the next silver dollars that they made. These started, I don't want to lie to you guys, but I want to say it was 1982 or 1980 maybe. The commemorative dollars, I'm not exactly sure. This one's from 86. So what they would do, it might have been 82, 84 Olympics. I think it's 84 actually. Yeah, the more I think about it. But they started making these. I've done videos on these before. These are an excellent opportunity for you to get constitutional silver at a very nice price. These coins, you can get them under melt. And you can get them at melt. Okay? You can get them a little above melt, but there is not going to be much of a premium on these coins. And I have gotten them below melt more than once. Okay? That's because no one knows they exist. This coin has the exact same amount of silver as any of those other dollars except the Eisenhower, obviously, because remember, it's the exception. Same amount of silver. So this is a 0.7734 coin, and you can get it cheaper. And it's cool. I think a lot of these designs are nice. Some of them are a little ugly. I don't know. They're not sightly, but this one is not bad. I mean, this is the Statue of Liberty, guys. It's pretty cool. And I will show you an ugly one, though. Because, there's always got to be an exception, right? Here we go. Now, I'm not a coin expert, guys. I just know a little bit from my time collecting. This is the ugliest commemorative dollar I've ever seen. And it's for a good cause, though. So don't be too mean about it. But, yeah. There you go. There you go. So that is Eunice Shriver Kennedy. Or Kennedy Shriver. Is that how they do it? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's the founding of the Special Olympics, so we'll try to be nice, but it's not a flattering rendition. But that coin is also, same percentage of silver. Let's look at here's a nicer Morgan that's not 1921. You know, so you can kind of get an idea of how pretty these things really are and really appreciate the artistry involved here. There are also trade dollars. I don't have any of those. Okay. Um, I almost got one for $70, and then someone outbid me at the last minute. But $70 is kind of my cap on those, and it's kind of funny though. They go way over the book values, and that's why I'm not willing to really. I don't have one because I can't justify going that far over the book value. I will show you though. I do have a 20-cent piece, so I can show you what the back of a trade dollar looks like. It's the same reverse. Now I was willing to pay more for this than I would a trade dollar because the mintages are lower, and I will get a trade dollar one day, guys. But anyway, that's what the reverse looks like. I know I'm not getting. It's not focusing real well. But yeah, that's kind of what the reverse looks like on a trade dollar. That's a 20-cent piece. So again, 1875s, by the way, in case you're wondering. So then, okay, now right now they're still making the commemorative dollars, but the last one they came out with had so little interest in it that the mintage was very low, and the wow, this is all dinged up. Good, that means we can pull it out. Huh. This is a ASE, American Silver Eagle. It is a $1 coin though. I don't have a lot of these. The premiums on them are stupid to me, but you know people love them. So here, let's have a look. To me, they're bullion. They're glorified bullion. I mean, all of it's bullion technically, but these are non-numismatic coins. Although some people get into them, and you know I've seen graded ones. I don't understand it, but that's if you want to grade your coin, go ahead. Just know that there's millions of them in most years. And they were never meant for circulation, so you're not going to find, a situation where they've all been melted down. This one's been dinged up right here in the corner. That's why I'm pulling it out of the holder. But these are 1 ounce, okay? And this is going to cost you more than a silver dollar. Like, an actual numismatic one. And it blows my mind. I don't understand it. But, but that's cool, though. If you like them, they're always recognized. They're highly sought after. So I don't think you can go wrong getting one. As long as you don't overpay. But trying to determine what is overpaying is kind of tricky, right? Anyway, I've seen them this year. So like 2020, so last year, they're making that design. Let's see, I got some more here. Yeah, it's the last year of this design, so, and there were interruptions in production because of the COVID-19. So what you're looking at is 2020 ASEs might be semi-key dates in any other coin, but we'll see. We don't have the mintage numbers yet. So we'll see. Could be an opportunity. I know they were trying to charge like $70 for a Philadelphia 2020 Silver Eagle. They were calling them emergency release coins or something. I don't have any. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. It's again, I'm not an ASE guy. I do have some. Most of the ones I got near melt, hit face to face deals. Which, by the way, I recommend for anybody. And also, I gotta admit, I'll go ahead and show you this. I kind of like them toned. Here, check this out. Yeah, I kind of like them toned. I like some of these. Yeah, I like toned. Anyway, have a great day. I hope you hear all the best things in life. I hope all is well for you. I want you to find all the things you like and live that life. Be safe out there.